I think it goes back to the nature of the grove itself, that it was preserved from any building, and it was. I mean, it's such a sanctuary in so many ways, and it's used in so many different ways, from tailgating to concerts to people being there on a Sunday afternoon. People have gotten married in the grove. People have, against the health department, have had their ashes spread in the grove. It's a very special place. And so I think what it is, I would say it was akin to, if you've ever seen Braveheart or any of those movies where right before they go into battle, they all gather in a common place and work themselves into a frenzy so that they're at best in battle. And I think that's kind of how it is with the Grove, that it's kind of our staging area to where everybody comes together in a communion of sorts as they head into battle. I think it's the most unusual year that it could ever be, and that and I hate to be Debbie Downer, but I would see how it'd be very hard to have a great deal of school spirit when there are only going to be 16,000 people in the stadium, when there's not going to be anybody in the Grove. I used to love to walk into my office on Friday morning. My office was in the Union, and see all the trash cans in the Grove. And now, I understand that's not going to happen. It'll still be football. It'll still be Ole Miss. The bars will probably be hurt to an extent, but restaurants can only feed so many people on a weekend. So if the people who come here, the 16,000 people who, in addition to those who live in Oxford, plus those stragglers who just come to town, I would hope that the restaurants would be filled and the hotels would be filled. It might be a little bit naive of me, but I still think, I hope it happens. I think it's going to have an effect on Oxford. I donated my tickets to the Athletic Foundation. I would love to go to the games, but I'm perfectly fine sitting within 10 steps to the bathroom and 10 steps to the scotch, and having the remote control in my hand and having it 72 degrees wherever I am in my house. So, I'll miss it. I love seeing my former students. I love seeing parents and old friends, classmates. But we'll do it again. We'll do it again next year. I think reasonable people, people who understand the serious nature of what we're going through with this pandemic. The Grove would be just a petri dish for figure 10 people in the Grove are infected when they get there, whether they know it or not. I'd like to talk to an expert to see, in those close quarters, how many people would come out infected and thus infect somebody else. So I think the alumni, I would hope the alumni would have a patience with any regulations that are being put forth, and try to understand. I feel badly for the alums. I really feel badly for two groups of people. I feel badly for the seniors at Ole Miss, who this would have been their last rodeo in the Grove and their senior year. And I feel particularly badly for the freshmen who are missing the Grove experience. In particular, those who came from a distance who really had not experienced the Grove. There are many who grew up going to the Grove, but there's some who are coming from faraway places who have never had that opportunity. And so they will miss it. But again, I'm very, very optimistic that this thing is that if people will listen to the scientists and the powers that be, that this thing will take care of itself. The many visitors over the years, over the 40 years that I've since I started working at Ole Miss, although I haven't worked the last 6, I always like to ask my visitors and my freshman students who have never seen the Grove, what was your first thought when you walked, when you made the turn and saw the Grove? And, most of them, it was kind of like, damn, that's amazing. I just think that they need to understand it's one of the 8 wonders of the collegiate world, I would say. It's on a lot of people's bucket list to do it. And I think some of us, who live here take it for granted.